Hey guys, gals, and my 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade music pals. Today we are going to take a look at the lines and spaces of the staff. This is a review. We've talked about this a while back, and we've had to touch base on it a lot as we have played our recorders. Now, if you have your recorder at home, great, fabulous, fantastic. You can play as long as whoever is in charge of you, as long as whoever's in charge of you says it's okay, because we know sometimes these instruments can get a little irritating to the ears. Been there, done that. Many of us have plugged our ears during class when there's several of us playing at once. So if for some reason they've asked you not to play, baby's taking a nap, whatever it might be, you can always practice in rest position with your mouthpiece on your chin, moving your fingers and tizzling, pushing the air through your teeth, and still using your tongue to separate the notes. Okay? If you don't have an instrument at home, I'm going to show you a trick. You get a pencil. I'm trying to do the little rubber pencil thing. It's not going to work. But that's okay. You get a pencil. You can put it in rest position on your chin. And look, you can fit all the fingers you could possibly need for the recorder on a pencil. You can still tizzle. You can say the pitch names as you're reading the music. So there's no reason, can't do it. There's no reason to not have even just some finger or mental practice, okay? So with that said, let's review. So we've got our lines up here. The phrase for remembering our lines and spaces. Every good boy does fine. 4th grade and 3rd grade got to write their own phrases for this way earlier, way earlier in the school year. So some of us had every good bird does fly, every good boy does football, those sorts of things. But as long as it's E, G, B, D, and F. If you remember the Quaver song, it says the lines are E, G, B, D, and F, right? Then down here we have spaces, and for space, F, A, C, E. It spells out face, okay? Now, notice you always start from the bottom of the staff. Bottom up, bottom to the top, every time. Okay, don't try and start up top and go, every good boy does fine, because it's not going to work. Okay. Quick reminder, here on this end we have our treble clef, and this line that the loop is around is which line? It's good for G. So, it's the G line, and that little loop-de-loop tells you where to find G, and then you can work your way around and figure out where everything else lives, right? Lovely. Now, this is a big time review for my 3rd grade friends who are in traditional 3rd grade. My Montessori 3rd graders, we haven't gotten to this yet because it's a little crazy when you have 3 grade levels in a class. So it's kind of cool that we can do things this way now and you can get some extra recorder time in. So, first song we're going to look at is Hot Cross Buns. Okay? The really cool thing about the books that we have in the classroom, and I have just the songs here home with me, everything you need to know, I'm trying to see if you can see everything. Everything you need to know about this song is on the page. So it tells you what notes you're using, it tells you about rhythms, your time signature, which we've talked about before. The top number tells us the beats per measure, the bottom number tells you what gets the beat. It tells you about your rests, and even here it's got, here's your whole note, a whole rest, half note, half rest, quarter, 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 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. And then, of course, you have your piece of music up top. Now, I'm going to slip this into a page protector, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. When we go through this in class, we always start with our rhythms first. Okay? So looking at our rhythms, we have a half note, half note, half note, half rest. Correct? Now look at the next 2 measures. The same pattern. Second line, the pattern has changed. Quarter, 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 quarter. Oh, looky here. Half note, half note, half note, rest, rest. So if you can play this first pattern, you repeat it 3 times. That's 3/4 of the song. Okay? So let's talk about clapping the rhythms real quick. Remember, we had 3 methods that we talked about when we learned and reviewed clapping rhythms. There was I called it the fish hoppy method because it makes me think of a fish hopping out of the water. And you guys know I don't like the fish hoppy method because my little fish gets distracted and I lose track of the beat. So there's the fish hop. There is the $5 footlong. No, there's the down the arm method, and then there's the $5 footlong method. These have actual names. That's just what we've called them in class. So let me get adjusted so I can be a little taller. There we are. So if we are doing a half note down the arm, ta, ah, do that now. Do it again. 2 in a row. Ta, ah, ta, ah. You have your first beat, the second beat, but we're not clapping again because it's not 2 separate sounds. Okay? We're going to stick with the down the arm method because $5 footlong method, I don't have that much space to film in. So we're going to go down the arm method. So, with that in mind, our first pattern. Ooh, can you see it? Yes, yes you can. Ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah, rest, rest. Let's clap and say that together. Ready, and ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah, rest, rest. It repeats again. Now here, look at the second line. Ta, 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 ta. How do we clap and say a quarter note? It should be pretty easy. Ta. We always overthink that one for some reason. So 4 in a row. Ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. So you do that for how many measures? 1, 2, and then we are back with ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah. Rest, rest. So I'm going to hold the music up. Excuse me. And what we're going to do is we're going to clap and say the rhythms. Ready? I'm going to snap, that way I can hold the music up and point as best I can to it. Ready? 1, 2, clap and say the rhythm, go. Ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah. Ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah. Now, replace the tas and ta-ahs with the lyrics. And I know it's kind of small. So, I want you to clap and say the rhythm, but we're going to speak the lyrics. Okay? 1, 2, lyrics and clap the rhythm, go. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. Rest, rest. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns. Rest, rest. So that's all the rhythmic work. Whoa, my face was really big. Sorry. So now let's talk through our pitches. Now up here at the top says pitches, G, A, and B. So you got a 1 in 3 shot of getting it right as long as you're playing G, A, or B. And we'll review those in a second on the instrument. But go through the lines and spaces. Is this on a line or a space? A little line through the middle, it's on a line. So every good boy, boy, so it's a B. And what I'm going to do, since it's in this page protector, I'm going to use a dry erase marker. B. All right, now use spaces. F, A, C, E. So which note is this? It'd be A. And again, I know this is review for some of us because we already know our white belt song, but it's always nice to go back and review. Let me fix this A. It doesn't look, it's not very legible, but that's okay. All right, and then our last note, every good boy does fine. G. So if we were to sing our note names, we'd have B, A, G, rest, rest. And then I've got to change out markers because my other marker, yeah, that one looks better. Purple was kind of dying on me. Okay. So then again, we have B, A, G. So let's write that in real quick. Then down here on the second line, 1 a penny. Do those pitches change at all? Or do they stay the same? 1 a penny. They stay the same. So let's figure out where they live. Are they on a line or in a space? They're on a line. Every good boy does fine. So it's G, and we just said it stays the same. So that would be G, 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 G. So let's write that down. G, 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 G. And then take a look here. Is this in a space or on a line? It's in that second space. So F-A-C-E. F-A-C-E. So it's going to be A. Does it change at all in the measure? Does it stay the same? Stays the same. So it would be A, 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 A. I don't think I'm singing the correct pitches here, but that's okay. And then that last pattern, take a look at it, see if you can figure it out. That last pattern is B, A, G. Again, spell out bag 3 times. All right? Now, if you have your instrument, you may get it, put it in rest position on your chin. Remember, left hand is at the top, right hand below. If you come back to school and you're playing with your right hand at the top, mister's not going to be happy because it's not the right hand on the top. It's the left hand on the top. Been that way for over 1,000 years. We don't get to change it. Okay? So we're in rest position on our chin, or if you need to use a pencil, just like this. Okay? You have to pretend it's a recorder. You have to use your imagination. Just roll with it, okay? So, with your recorder, and I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. Woo! Sorry. I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit, and I'm going to scoot back so you can see my hands a little bit better. So our first note, B, is thumb on the back hole and 1. A is thumb 1 and 2. Notice 1 does not come up. And then G is thumb 1, 2, and 3. So if I'm going down B, A, G, I'm adding 1 finger after the other. So let's do the first line, which is B, A, G twice. Ready? Now, your right hand should support the bottom of your instrument. Mine cannot because it's holding up the music right now. I'm not an octopus. I don't have 8 hands. Goodness, I wish I did. Imagine how much I could do if I had 8 hands. But, so, 1, 2, we're going to go slow. Move your fingers, ready, go. B, A, G, rest, rest. B, A, G, rest, rest. That's the whole first line. That's half the song, right? So, easy. Now, looking at the second line, G, 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 G. Do we need to move any fingers for that? Because if you're going G, 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 the chances for a hiccup sound like just keep the fingers down. So, we have G, G. That's really high for me to sing. G, 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 G. Then for A, how do we play an A? Thumb 1 and 2. A, 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 A. Then our trusty friend, B, A, G. Right? So let's go through it. I'm going to put this in practice position on my chin. And we're going to do this a little differently than we would in class. I will speak and move my fingers for 2 measures, and then you will repeat after me. Okay? So 1, 2, ready, and B, A, G, ready, go. Now it's my turn. B, A, G, your turn. My turn. G, 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 A, 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 A. Take a break. Your turn. Go. G, 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 A, A, A. Now it's my turn for the last time. B, A, G. Your turn. Go. Good. Now, what I want you guys to do, you're still going to stay in practice position, you're still going to move your fingers, but you're going to tizzle. Tizzling is where you're forcing the air between your teeth instead of through the instrument. You're still going to use your tongue to separate the notes by tss, 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 tonguing. You're going to use that ta or da sound, but make sure you're not going poo, 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 because if that air is really, really forceful, you're going to squeak. You do that in class. Nice, calm, relax your face. And you're going to tizzle and move your fingers while going through the music. And I will tizzle with you. 1, 2, tizzle and move your fingers now. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to play Hot Cross Buns on my recorder if you still need time to practice. The beautiful thing about doing this in video is you can tizzle and move your fingers as I play, and then you can rewind the video, and you can do it as many times as you need to. It's magical. It's magical. So, found a big silver lining in this distance learning thing. So, I'm going to play. You're going to tizzle and move fingers as many times as you want, and then get to where you can play with me playing. Ready? So this is Hot Cross Buns. 1, 2, we're going to slow it down a little. And 1, 2, here we go. Remember not to take your instrument down until the song is over. Count through your rests. So, if you have your instrument at home, feel free to practice on it as long as whoever is in the home with you is okay with it. Please don't irritate people with your instrument, because then the grown-ups have full right to take your instrument away. Been there, done that. Had mine taken away in 4th grade and 5th grade several times by several family members. So, check and make sure it's cool for you to practice. Also, make sure after you play, take a look at the how to, ooh, there's a hair on my instrument. Now I definitely need to go wash it. Take a look at the how to wash video that I posted earlier this week. If you need it, just send me a message. I can totally send the link again. But it's really smart to wash these every time you play now, because you don't have the meaty mist, you don't have the sanitizing spray that we use. Now, if you don't have an instrument, you don't have to worry about sanitizing it. Pencil in practice position, or magical thing, if you can't even find a pencil, guess what? Hold an invisible recorder. Rest. It looks crazy, but that still counts as practicing, because you're getting your fingers used to moving in the proper pattern. And then when we're back together, all we have to do is put the instrument in your hands, and you know half of it, if not all of it. I mean, you just know how to do it without the sound. You can move your breath, you can move your fingers. So it totally counts as practice to move your fingers and tizzle. Totally counts as practice. So here's one last shot. of the music, if you want somebody to pause this so that you have a copy of it to look at. Because, I mean, unfortunately, I can't make copies of the book for everybody. I wish I could. But so here is Hot Cross Buns with your notes written in. And you can give it a practice. If anybody wants to send me a video of them tizzling or saying their note names or even playing it, I would totally love to see that. That would be awesome. But don't stress. If you can't send me anything, then we'll just play it together when we're all together again. So this is the song for this week. Next week we will move ahead to the Yellow Belt, which uses the same 3 notes. It's just in a different pattern. So, and on that note, baby is crying. So I will see you guys later. Bye guys, gals, and music pals. Happy practicing.